Welcome to Unbuttoned. We are here, Pixie, Mojo, and Cherry, with yet another episode. What we're going to do first, as you know, is pick a chit out of this little pouch.
Yes!
Let's see what it is, guys, today. Mishaps of the sexual kind. So mishaps in the bedroom, mishaps in wherever you're doing sexual activity, whatever kind of sexual activity, right? Let's just go the whole hog and talk about anything that's sexual in nature. And mishaps, things, where things have gone wrong or things have gone not quite right.
Yeah.
Not as planned.
Not as planned, that's the one, yes.
Yeah.
I want you guys to think about the first kind of funny incident. It could be funny, it could be awkward, it could be downright disgusting, gross. You guys know how I feel about bacterial colonies.
Yes.
I feel like I mention it almost in every episode.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's a story around this in this episode as well.
There's definitely one coming my way. I mean, your way, guys.
Yeah.
From my side, with love to all of you. But I want to hold on to that for just a moment and ask you, have there been any mishaps or misunderstandings even? Like, it could even be something like there was an expectation maybe you were going to meet somewhere and that fell through because each person misunderstood what the heck this was or where this was going.
Yeah. Wow, I have a couple of stories that come to mind.
Tell.
Yeah, I'll start off with a fun one. This is a problem that I have, generally, I'm very ticklish, right? So sometimes we're going at it, the person is super serious and into it and making this a moment for both of us, all of that. And then I start laughing uncontrollably. I'm very ticklish. Some people find it sexy and it kind of makes them want to go for it even more.
They're finding what sexy? The giggles
The
or
giggles.
the you losing control?
I think both of it. I think some people are just surprised by the reaction. What is happening? Why are you laughing? Some people are immediately they're doing a mental check. There's am I doing something funny? Why? All of that. But sometimes people just know there are certain parts of your body that are so sensitive, and then they kind of enhance it or whatever. Some people tickle and all of that, and sometimes it's just been me. I'm stop it and all of that, or just clinging on to the other person.
Mojo, are you saying you don't enjoy it? So they're doing it? Oh, because let me just put it up there that I think tickling is torture, so I am feeling really uncomfortable right now with your story.
No, for me,
because I'm imagining me being in your place and I would hate it if somebody tickled me. So tell us more. What's happening?
No, for me, I like tickling, but of course my body loses control, so it's not something where I feel I'm totally in control of the situation, but I enjoy it and I think it's a part of it. But sometimes, I felt the other person has kind of lost it because I started giggling or whatever, right? As in, they've lost that moment kind of a thing. So it has happened either way, but mostly positive experiences.
So does it become awkward? So what was a mishap where you're just I know I sort of enjoyed it in the beginning, but now can you not?
Yeah.
Too much tickling.
Stop. Yeah. No, I think... yeah, this has been mostly a positive kind of a mishap, if you will, right? The one other thing that, the obvious story that comes to mind is a condom breaking, right? So that's been a mishap.
Oof,
that has happened
stressful.
At one time while I was going for it, and it totally turned me off. I was safety first, all of this, just get out of there, all of that, and I was done with it. Exactly. That's exactly what happened, right? And I was stop, I'm done, all of that. Yeah, that was mine.
So did it burst with a sound, or did it just sort of burst with no,
No, I could.
soundtrack?
I knew that it snapped, so I knew that it had
You
broken.
heard?
Yeah, I heard it. Yeah.
Pixie, has that happened to you?
No, actually. Never. The condom's never broken. Yeah, I was thinking about mishaps, and there are a couple of stories that are coming to my mind, and I don't know whether they're mishaps, but they were definitely moments of lots of unexpected stuff, or to even embarrassment, I guess. So the first story that came to me was there was this man that I was just hooking up with, and we had met several times outside in person, but had never hooked up. So it was kind of like the lead up to the hookup. And he'd come to my house once, and it was the first time that I needed to get to the airport in like half an hour, and he only had that time that was available. So he came over. We both knew we had half an hour to do whatever we wanted to do. And this is still when I was, I was just starting to be sexually sort of out there. And he came over to my house, and we were sitting on two opposite sides of the sofa.
Mm-hmm.
So the maximum distance that you can have while sitting in my living room. And so I'm just like, oh my God, half an hour, what are you doing? You're just sitting there. Like, what is happening right now? And he at one point, he stood up. And this man is tall and towering, his body. And he's walking over, and I'm like, what is happening? Can we just like do something? Nothing's happening. And
awkward.
Yeah, just awkward, just lots of awkwardness. And then all of a sudden, he's standing right beside me. I'm sitting on my sofa, and he leans down, and his hand he's coming down my shirt, and he goes inside my shirt, and he's like feeling, and I'm just like, huh? And by this time, 15 minutes have kind of passed.
Yeah.
So I have 15 minutes when my cab's going to arrive and I need to go to the airport. So my head is like, what the hell is happening? I need to go. But okay, what is this feeling? Like his hands going down, feeling my chest, my breast. And then we get up and we start kissing. And he pushes me towards the door. So I'm against the door. And we start kissing, and then shirt off, like he pulls down my pants, and the driver calls.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't know. Like,
what a KLPD, dude.
So I'm just like, I'm feeling all of these things. We're kind of getting at it. And then there's this phone that's coming, this call. And I'm just like, okay. And so at that moment, I decide to pick up the phone.
Why is it happening? My God, that's so sexy, dude.
But I'm like,
so you're like breathing heavily.
Yes.
I'm telling a taxi guy
Yes,
that.
Uber run now.
Yes, sir, I'm coming.
Yeah.
So I have no idea what I sounded like. I have no memory. But I said, okay, I'll be there in 2 minutes. And obviously we can't do anything because by that time my head is just like taking over. And I'm just like, okay, we gotta stop.
Aww.
Like it was just like, oh, this is it.
You should have continued it in the cab.
Yeah, that might be a possibility in the future. But that's one story. Then the other story that I have is same man, and this time we're in the bedroom, and we finally have an opportunity where we're both like going to do something. And this had always been the case with this man. It would all be short periods of time during the day. Half an hour, 15 minutes, 1 hour, like. And so finally we had more time, so we were actually like gonna go do it, and he couldn't get it up.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was just like, what's happening? So there was a lot of embarrassment. There was a lot of like, what is this? All this anticipation to actually get to this moment, and then nothing happening. And he was also quite confused because I don't think that's ever happened to him. And it just kind of.
Well, then did he pleasure you? Did it just become all about you at least? How did we salvage this?
No, we just ended it.
Yeah.
Because it was just there's a lot of awkwardness.
Yeah.
So we're like, all right, bye, see you next time.
Yikes.
And maybe it was, I wonder whether a lot of what had happened before that was the fact that it was a short period of time and you had to go in and do it really quickly and like come out and all of that stuff. But yeah, it was very awkward and yeah.
Yeah.
Don't really know what to do in this
That
kind of
is-
situation.
Yeah. No.
A mishap.
Yeah, that is a mishap.
No, I also want to sympathize with the guy because some people genuinely need more time.
I agree.
And sometimes it's also just the immediate jolt to the ego, right? Like, guys are supposed to be there in their mind, they're supposed to have their game on. And if it's not happening, they're like super embarrassed and they don't know how to. I know I'm speaking for all of like
Penis holders.
all penis holders. But yeah, poor thing.
Yeah.
It was a mishap, but yeah, with the guy and you.
It's one of their greatest fears, right?
Yeah,
That you can't
it
get
is.
it up.
Yeah.
Isn't that why Viagra sells?
Yeah.
And I mean, he did say that it's never happened to him before, so I'm guessing that the moment was like quite like, oh no, what's happening?
Sure.
And
then I think there's just a sort of vicious cycle where you just
Spiral.
continue, like it spirals into a feedback loop of not getting it up.
Mm.
Wow. Okay. Well, speaking of people, well, this sounded like somebody who is experienced, knows their way about a body, and had the audacity to come and put their hand down your blouse and things like that, right? And somebody threw you up against the wall. So that means that they had some sexual experience. Sexperience.
Lots
I'm
of
going to talk about somebody who talked a big game about being experienced
Mhm.
to the point where they're talking about how on this online dating app, they had just their torso, right?
Mm.
And it was a well-toned body. But one of those, football playing
Mhm.
or not quite long distance runner, lean, but
Athletic.
football or tennis kind of body. So it's not like bulky,
Abs
bulky,
and
but
all.
nice, yeah, some abs type of thing, situation. And mighty pleased with themselves. There's a whole section of how he's talking about women who don't keep asking me to show you my face and things like that. Within too many requests, and I'm not going to until I feel it and all this.
Mhm.
Right? Very self-congratulatory. So we meet this person because I think there's experience and they're talking a big game and stuff. Turns out that classic style, there's some engineer fellow. Okay, and when I say engineer fellow, I'm not generalizing engineers, but the engineer fellow who is not that experienced. So they're still talking a big game and all that, huh? When we've met. So when we take it to, let's say, long story short, when we get to the point of doing the devil's tango, as one of my favorite YouTubers says, the devil's tango being sex.
Okay.
Mhm.
And so we start, guys, and this person, I am not kidding, couple of things. One, we start kissing, and like I've said before, if you've been tuning in, you know that Cherry loves kissing. We're kissing, guys, and it is the most atrocious, I don't know if it's halitosis or just bad, like really bad smell and taste. And oh my gosh, thinking about it makes me gag. And this person, like, you know how when you've been out all day or whatever, and maybe it's ending like this, you go to the bathroom. Often women or men will do that to just clean themselves up and just quick brush your teeth, maybe wash your tongue. People forget about the freaking tongue. Clean the freaking tongue, right? It's so this person goes to the bathroom. I spent some time in there, so I think, oh yeah, it's experience. Knows what to do. Comes back out of his kissing and it is the most rank, disgusting mouth. Okay, so there we go. The second is the technique. This person clearly has watched a lot of porn, or like that's what their sex education has been. And so like the mouth is not open; it's just sort of like tight, and the tongue is just sort of darting in and out through a very tightly closed mouth. And so I don't really know what a kiss and like what's going on.
Interesting.
So it's really point being all about them. Like they don't know how to make this dance between two people. It's just they are doing what they need to do with their body to like dart in and out or do whatever they think. And then hands all over the breasts and hands over like somebody like a crazed teenage human that has just discovered sex. It was the craziest, guys. I mean, the mishaps just get piling on.
Yeah.
And like the coup de grace is as follows. Finally quickly put on a condom. That was really fast. And we begin. And so I'm not ready yet. Clearly, I'm fairly dry. Like, not much has happened because this person is like crazy. Like, this way, you know, when they watch these B-grade movies in India, these Indian old movies, the 80s and 90s. There's a South Indian, like, buxom auntie in her blouse and all.
Yeah.
And how they deal with the breasts. Like, they just like rub and like vigorously, right? I don't know what that's doing for the woman. So it was that. At this point, I was like, okay, this person doesn't know what the hell they're doing. I was like, okay, what is the ROI on this experience? I need to get some return on my investment of my time. So let's just do this. And so they put on the condom and they get in there. And I'm not kidding. 2 pumps later, boom, boom, he's done.
Oh no.
Oh my god! It was the most anticlimactic thing on the fucking... I mean...
Yeah.
I tried so hard not to laugh. I was sort of laughing. And what I put myself through, the bad mouth,
Yeah.
the bad kissing, the bad caressing, and oh my god. And he's like, done. It was insane. And then he rolls over, and I, anyway, don't like cuddling and stuff, so I just roll right over, into the loo really quick, and went to sleep. The rest of it is whatever, but it was such a funny, and I think back to it, I'm just wondering how on earth
Yeah.
We're talking about somebody who's talking such a big game, right? And I love that word netrovert, which is to say somebody who's really seems to be somebody who's comfortable and confident
Yeah.
on the internet, but turns out that in real life, it's not quite that. And they're a very different person. And so this was almost like a netrovert, like sexual netrovert. It was insane, guys.
Yeah. Oh my God, that.
Have you had, just the expectation
Yeah.
of the experience, what you wanted to have, and then it turned out to be a total dud?
Oh, I can recall this one incident where it was a very quick thing, like between some work thing and a dinner thing kind of a thing. I had very little like window for something to happen.
To the airport as well.
No, I had to get to a dinner or whatever, right? And sometime. And then this person I was chatting with, the person was going to come over for a little while, and the person really knew what they wanted. They were looking for blowjob, all of that, right? And I was up for it, and I said, okay, come over, all of that. This person comes, pulls down the pants, all of that, and then I go for it, and then I notice this person has some sort of like growth on their penis, right?
Sure.
Part of me, I wanted to kind of protect myself as well. I didn't know what it was, so I wasn't up for it. I was like, I'm not going to put this thing in my mouth, all of that. So I kind of told the person I'm just not feeling it. And the person, of course, felt rejected and just called me, you're weird. And
in defense, like defense is the best defense kind of way.
Correct. Yeah, and left. Yeah. That was
that's so sad on all accounts because, I mean, there is one part of us, you want to be kind about it, but at the same time, absolutely, Mojo. Self-care as well.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be browbeaten into just for the other person's feelings have to do something. And any moment a no is a no.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And good for you, but I'm sorry. At the same time, I'm so sorry for that person.
Sure.
And so forth. It is what it is. But that is a bit of an awkward situation. How did that sort of resolve? Literally, logistically, so that person's with you in the room, so then they just zip up and
and they
walk
leave.
out?
And I could sense the person was really hurt, right? So the person was like, of course you're going to block me, right? And I was like, no, I don't need to. And then as soon as the person headed out of the room, they blocked me. So I knew. I'm kind of imagining they've had this experience maybe
Before.
multiple times, and it's a touchy area for them. It's very sensitive. So yeah.
Pun intended.
Yeah.
Oh, Cherry. The other kinds of mishaps too, which are like just getting hurt in the process.
Yeah.
I remember one time when I was doing it in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And you have the stove. What do you call it? The
chimney. Not the chimney thing, but that little
outlet.
The exhaust fan kind of thing.
And and when you're sitting on the on top of the
kitchen
counter, and your head just hits something, and you're like, "Ow, that really hurt!" Nothing.
Does it take you out of the moment
It
enough?
does.
Enough that you have to build it all up again, or do you just go back to it and you can pick up where you left off?
No, I think I remember it hurt a lot, but then we continued. So but you have all those
pain is pleasure, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me as well, in my room, on my bed, right? So sometimes people invariably hit on the metal part of my bed, and I'm always so watchful. I'm like, watch out, be careful, all of that. I almost feel I'm mothering the person. Like, take care, don't go too crazy. Yeah.
Don't forget your chargers.
Yeah. I do that all the time because once it is over, I don't want them to come back for I left my keys, I left my wallet. So I'm like, have you taken everything? Chargers, wallets, phones.
Because that could be another follow-up mishap.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Which you don't want.
Yeah. Well, this other small incident that happened once was with this one person. We had kind of set this up. It was going to be a date. We were going to hook up and spend the night together, all of that. And then we met, we hooked up, and then we headed out for dinner, and I got locked out of my house.
So you guys are both standing
there. Outside. And I don't have...
You don't have the keys.
Yeah, because it was like a pull the door kind of a thing. No necessary to manually lock it. So I had left the keys inside and locked myself out. I was very awkward. We had to call the plan off because I didn't have a spare key and I had to wait for my maid to come and open the door. And I said, okay, bye. I'll probably head to my friend's place and spend the night or whatever, and the person went back. So that was a
But
mishap.
couldn't that have been parlayed into going back to their place?
For some reason, that wasn't an option.
Mm.
Yeah.
You probably
Why
had to go
was
to the
that?
airport.
Yeah, probably something.
Just
Logistical
bring it all
mishap.
together.
Yeah.
Logistical mishap.
Yeah.
Did you know that there are some mishaps that we think are mishaps, but actually they're more common? So, for example, there's this article around 5 mishaps that are more common than we think. 1. Lots of people crying during or after sex. About a quarter of women have peed during sex.
Mhm.
Vomiting is a common danger of oral sex. Makes sense.
Duh.
Anal sex can make poop appear.
For sure.
Is that a freaking... what did we think was coming out the back door?
Yeah.
And number 1, sex injuries are anything but rare. So it
Mhm.
happens to all of us. So we're not
Sure.
alone, guys.
So we don't need to worry about it. Maybe perhaps we don't even call them mishaps. It's
Right.
just common happenings. Well, actually, did you know, just to pick up where you left off, which is to say injuries, there is something called a penile fracture.
Mm.
So the penis, it's an organ, of course. It doesn't have a bone, of course. It's actually not even really cartilage. It's just this spongy tissue which is filled up with fluids and blood and things that make it go rigid. And so you can imagine like a sponge that's hardened. It can sort of, with lots of like pressure or exertion or whatever, like it could crack. And apparently, by the way, one of the positions that can make that happen, most frequently, not saying that it will happen, is your partner on top. For the penis holder to be at the bottom and you're riding them,
Yeah.
cowgirl or horse
Yeah.
style or whatever you want to call it. And so be careful. Don't let it take away from that position. It is a favorite position for so many, and it really also helps often the woman or the person on top. But just know that could happen, and it's a medical emergency. So just get me to the hospital.
That would hurt.
Yeah.
And apparently cracks like with a sound.
Ayo.
Oh my god, so painful.
Oh
very
no,
painful.
I don't know, I'm laughing, I'm so sorry.
And yeah, like you said, Pixie, this is so much more common. So just like we have sex toys to enhance the sexual experience, we also have products in the market out there which prevent sexual mishaps, right? Like
To help us avoid them.
Yeah, just to avoid them, right? So one thing that I thought was interesting, and because this is a common problem that I have, I'm always like, don't come on my sheets, right? Be clean.
Right.
Yeah, all of that. So there is this genius non-sticking lube to prevent sheet stains.
But how does it help with the ejaculation?
It doesn't. It's like the mishap is the staining of the sheets. Yeah.
The
So it prevents that.
Mm.
So it doesn't drip on the sheets and, for all to tell.
What's it called?
It's called Glide, organic Glide.
Oh.
Then there are other products like Stay Dry and Cool with bamboo sheets. I don't know what this does.
I guess the bamboo sheets don't take in moisture and
Yeah.
it's stain resistant.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. And something about white sheets, right? In hotels, it's such a turn on. So I think that's a good thing. The other thing is like shower. Like some of us who are into shower sex, it can soon turn really dangerous and a run to the emergency room.
Slip and slide.
Yeah. There's also something called the safe non-slip shower sex. There is a suction shower handle that prevents that.
Huh. What does that
Right
even
on.
mean?
I think you kind of just hold on to it while you're doing things so that
So that you have something to hold on to.
Yeah.
Other than the slick bodies.
Yeah, like how senior citizens have something to get off
Exactly.
the pot, right?
Yeah,
They
I
have something
have
to
to
hold
say
on
it
to.
does help though, because in my bathroom,
Yeah.
because my landlord has put these like little, like you can
Handles,
hold on to it
yeah.
when you're like taking a shower, because you have to pull onto it to get up from the
Yeah.
stool. It's great. It's great to have them. Actually.
Yeah. Yeah, with all that soap, you better be
Mm.
careful.
So take care of yourselves. Try to avoid those mishaps. But you know what? Some things just happen.
Yeah, and if you have funny stories, write to us, tell us your fun mishaps in the bedroom.